This audio program has been produced by YBM. All rights reserved.
Anne of Green Gables. Chapter 5. Back at Green Gables. Anne came back to Green Gables with the good news, but she felt something was wrong. Matthew looked much older than before.
What's wrong with Matthew?
Anne asked Marilla.
His heart, that's the problem,
Answered Marilla.
And you don't look well either.
Said Anne.
I've always had bad headaches.
Said Marilla.
I must see the doctor soon. And there is another thing. Did you hear the news about the church bank?
Yes, I heard it's in trouble.
Replied Anne.
That's right.
Said Marilla.
Well, all of our money is in that bank. I think Matthew has been worried about it.
The next morning, Matthew received a letter. Marilla saw his face turn pale as he read it.
Are you all right, Matthew?
She cried. Suddenly, he fell to the ground. Anne and Marilla called the doctor, but it was too late. Matthew was dead,
It was a heart attack.
said the doctor.
Did he have any bad news lately?
Yes, he got a letter this morning.
Cried Anne.
Oh, Marilla, the letter says the church bank closed down. All the customers lost their money.
Everyone in Avonlea felt sorry about Matthew's death. Anne couldn't stop crying.
It's no use crying.
Said Marilla quietly.
He can't come back to us. Now we will have to learn to live without him, Anne.
A few days later, Mrs. Lynde came to Green Gables.
I heard that Gilbert is going to be a teacher at Avonlea.
She said.
That's good for him.
Said Marilla.
But Anne will go to Redmond College soon. I will miss her.
The next day, Marilla visited the doctor.
What did the doctor say?
Asked Anne.
He said my eyes are bad.
Said Marilla.
I must wear glasses. Then I won't have headaches. If I'm not careful, I'll be blind in 6 months.
Anne was shocked. She couldn't say anything.
I think I should sell Green Gables.
Sobbed Marilla.
You're going to college. I can't run this place alone.
That night, Anne thought for a long time about what to do. Next morning, Anne told Marilla what she had decided.
We must keep Green Gables because it's our home.
Said Anne.
I'm not going to Redmond.
No!
Cried Marilla.
You've always wanted to go to Redmond.
But now, I want to stay with you here at Green Gables.
Said Anne.
It's more important than anything else. I will teach in one of the village schools near here.
Marilla tried not to cry, but she couldn't stop her tears. A few days later, Mrs. Lynde came to visit.
Did you hear about Gilbert?
She asked.
He decided not to teach at Avonlea.
Why?
Asked Anne.
He heard that you wanted to stay with Marilla.
Said Mrs. Lynde.
So he gave up his job. He will teach at another school.
Oh, it's so kind of him to give up his job.
Said Anne. Later that day, Anne saw Gilbert walking down the hill. Anne stopped and said softly,
Hello, Gilbert.
He stopped and looked at her in surprise.
I want to thank you, Gilbert.
Said Anne.
You gave up your teaching job for me. That was really sweet. Thank you very much.
I'm happy to help you, Anne.
Said Gilbert.
Are we going to be friends now? Can you forgive me for calling you carrots?
I forgave you a long time ago.
Said Anne, smiling.
I'm sure we are going to be very good friends.
Said Gilbert.
May I walk you home?
Marilla looked at Anne curiously as she entered the kitchen.
Was that Gilbert who walked you home?
She asked.
You look happy, Anne.
Yes, Marilla.
Said Anne happily.
Gilbert and I have been good enemies, but we decided to be good friends. I think life is going to be good for all of us. You and I have each other, and we will keep our Green Gables.
That night, Anne sat at her window for a long time. She thought about how much her life had changed since she came to Green Gables. Once, she was alone and unloved. Now she had a home and knew how it felt to love and be loved. Anne breathed a deep sigh of happiness. Her life was not quite as she had imagined it when she came home from Queens, but the future was still bright and filled with hope.